Hello and welcome back to the What is K-pop podcast and the last episode of 2024. Holy shit, that is actually crazy. Is this coming out tomorrow? I really should know. I think this is coming out on the 31st, which is, yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, Tuesday. I do it on Tuesday and Friday. I should know this, shouldn't I? Yeah, quickly before we get on to today's episode, as you might have seen, there was an unfortunate plane crash in Jeju Airport, and unfortunately, a lot of K-pop fans who were going home from Thailand were on that plane. And I would like to extend my condolences towards the family of those who are affected. And yeah. Honestly, it's a very horrible situation, and so Korea has entered a 7-day warning period, and it does mean that quite a lot of scheduled pieces of content have been postponed, such as a lot of Daejeon, like the award shows, like BTS V's birthday stuff has been postponed. Kickflip, is that the group's name? Kickflip from JYP, their debut is being pushed back a week. A number of song releases that were going to be happening this week are being postponed, so that is very, very nice. I do respect that. Obviously, my condolences go out towards the families, and I hope that those who were on that plane weren't suffering when they passed away, Yeah, so today's episode, we are going to be talking about all of the good songs that came out this year. And obviously, my taste is not your taste. Songs are subjective. If you don't see the songs on here that you want to see, then it's because I didn't like them. For example, Midas Touch by Kiss of Life. I don't like that song. Okay. And Jimin's Who. My god. There's sometimes, I'm going to be completely honest, there's some instances of Jimin's voice where I just can't deal with it. But quite a lot of people are liking that song. So if you do like that song, good for you. I'm not one of those people, but I'm pleased that you found something that you enjoy. Okay. So, yeah, I'm just going to be talking briefly about the parts of the song that I like. And yeah, let's get on to it. Also, I have about 30, is it? 31. Oh, so 31. And these are in no particular order. I actually went through K-Profile's comeback list, and I just went down and saw all the songs that I liked, put them onto a document, and was like, that's the songs. I will talk about if I like other songs on the album that these songs come from, but I didn't want to put them in the list, and I'll probably sprinkle in a few of the songs that I don't like throughout this. Obviously, I talked about Jimin. First up, we have Touch by Cat's Eye, and when I was talking, I was actually briefly, I was actually doing the choreography, and I'm doing it right now. I'm trying to do the hand thing, but I really can't do it. But yeah, Cat Touch was actually the first song that I listened to from Cat's Eye. And if you remember on my Dream Academy episode, I actually did I didn't like the idea of a global K-pop group because of the fact that I thought, to be fair, I didn't understand what was going on because it wasn't really properly explained of that in 2021 February time. So when I started becoming a K-pop fan, they actually announced that they were doing this and opened up the auditions, and I thought that oh yeah, they're just collecting up all of the contestants and then auditioning them and choosing them, and they didn't have formal training. But actually they did, and they did it like the K-pop training system, where in which every single month they have evaluations, they're made to practice for X amount of time each day, and eventually went into the studio and did all of that. And since watching that and understanding what they went through, I am like, oh my god, I misjudged them. I misjudged them so hard, and I absolutely love Cat's Eye now. I watched their documentary, I've watched clips and stuff from the Survival show, and I'm like, all of these girls deserve so much and more. And I mentioned, I think briefly, about Emily Emily from Dream Academy, and I was saying, like, I think I might have just been like talking to one of my mum or my dad or my sister or someone, that like Emily would have had to dim her light to match the other contestants, and she's gonna go far in whatever she does. Like, even though obviously she isn't a part of the group, she's gonna do really good, and I am going to be watching whatever she does in the future. Next we have Click Clack. I can't speak today. Click Clack by Baby Monster. So obviously when the album was obviously announced, I was like, cool, just gonna kind of, listen to it when it comes out. And then they announced that obviously Drip was going to be their title track. Then they announced that Click Clack was going to be dual title tracks with Drip. So I was like, okay, well, I'll listen to Click Clack when it comes out. And when I tell you, I fell in love with that song. Literally within the first few seconds when Chiquita's like doing her little bit, I was like, I am in love with this track. Holy shit. And like the choreography, love it. The fact that they're all in black and white, love it. Like it's filmed in black and white, not that their outfits are black and white. I'm sure they are, but it's given the fact that you couldn't see differentiation on tones, they probably were wearing black and white. I love it when I just spout out knowledge about stuff. It's so funny. But yeah, no, I loved the song. In the performance, I especially liked, I think it was Asa. I don't know though. Like they pan across all the girls and like they are stretched out a little bit, but that cinematography, chef's kiss, love that, love it. And Rami, like her stage presence, love it. I've watched a lot of their stages for Click Clack and I'm like, I love it. Like Drip is okay, as a title track it's okay, but it didn't catch my eye more than Click Clack. And we've actually got 3 of their songs on this list. I actually quite like them. But another one of their songs off of Drip was Woke Up in Tokyo. And I'm actually watching a video, I've got it paused right now, of the worst 2024 K-pop songs by Hyun Cute, who released it 20 hours ago from when I'm recording this, so a couple of days ago. And you're probably seeing it, and they're like, I hate Woke Up in Tokyo because it is literally like, it has like it samples a children's song. I'm trying to remember what it was. I'm just thinking of the lyrics to Woke Up in Tokyo. I don't know, I can't remember. It was a children's nursery rhyme, and I actually loved that. And I was like, I get it and I love it. And I actually was listening to it when my sister came through to talk to me about something, and she was like, Sophie, send that to me, that is so cool. And now I'm just like, I keep on just jamming out to I woke up in Tokyo, Tokyo, Tokyo. I woke up in Tokyo, this be loco. We like the song, we stand the song, and honestly, I would consider buying the album just so I could listen to that. But it's more honestly, my feelings on Baby Monster, I made it clear on the episode that I released about them a few months ago, that quite frankly, they are far too young for me to feel comfortable with like liking them too much. Like, I get the fact that you don't want to waste talent with Chiquita being so young and so talented. YG didn't want to waste her, but I'm like, she is 15, turning 16, I believe, early next in the new year. So I'm like, wow, that is young. She was 14 when she debuted. Oh, that is young, bro. That is young. And I really, it's one of those instances where I'm like, I daren't think about it too deeply. Otherwise, then I start to feel ill thinking about it. It's like one of those instances. It's like when you start to think about where your food comes from, and then you're like, I never want to eat meat again. It's like one of those things, but like obviously a bit less well, it's still ethically weird. It's weird. I really try to not think about it, especially with the fact that like Ahyun, she wears the most revealing outfits, and she's 17. Now I'm like, obviously everyone can like wear whatever they want to wear. And like kids that age do wear those things where I'm like, when you're watching, like, for example, I watch the stages and I'm 21 and I'm like, I love their outfits and stuff, but I'm like observing the outfits as like a former fashion student and just someone who likes K-pop. But someone might view those things and might think differently. And it's like, I get where the whole idea of, letting them wear whatever they want to wear because the kids these days do wear them. But I'm also like, are we not just perpetuating are we not just giving these potential people, an avenue to be creepy? It's like with the Produce series. The creator said it's like pea corn for adult men, and I'm like, should it not be about making a K-pop group with the most talented people? Yeah. No, I will never understand fully the styling of K-pop idols because netizens will pull reasons out of their asses to allow their favourite idols to wear whatever they want to. Next up we have is Mantra by Jennie. This that pretty girl mantra, just that mantra, just touched down in LA. Probably butchered those lines, but we love mantra. Didn't fully understand it to begin with, but now I do. And your girl, she released it on International Women's Day. We love that. We love that. And I will say my favourite outfit, obviously, is that white bodysuit thing that she wears. Love it. Love it. And also that really, really small skirt, which is funny considering what I was just talking about. And I'm like, yeah, just like a teensy bit bigger, maybe maybe like a few centimeters, just a bigger. But no, we do love it. And yeah, I have to say, like her blonde hair in like the pool, in the like mini pool scene, wasn't a big fan of that, but we love Mantra, and we will be excited to see the follow-up studio album. She's now got 3 songs, I believe. Solo, You and Me, and obviously Mantra. So hopefully we do see a lot more from Miss Jennie in the coming year. I'm also like taking off the songs as I go so then I don't end up talking about them again. Next we have Gold by ITZY, and I will say I absolutely loved this song as soon as I heard it, and I love the performance of it too. But like in the music video, there's right at the start, there's just Cheon. She just like bounces in, and it's just so funny. And like I will specifically just watch that part. I don't know why I find it so funny. It's like how my cat Petal, she mugged off my dad and didn't want to sit on him. So I was like cackling for a good like 20 minutes. So to be fair, I find many things to be very funny, even though most people would be like, why are you finding this funny? It's not that good. But yeah, Gold, we see Leah come back from her 10th month hiatus, and she does seem a lot happier now back with her family, her ITZY family, and I do hope that she continues to and I can't wait to see what she does next. Next song that I liked this year was Power, obviously by G-Dragon. I liked it. Well, I don't know why I liked it. I think I liked it because it's G-Dragon. No, I really liked his performance actually that he did just a few days ago. I think it was on Christmas. The TV show that they do, that I can't remember its name. Was it the Gaio Daejeon? Because obviously they do the Daejeon. Probably. It was one of those shows that they did on Christmas Day. And yeah, his what you call it? The the sound thing went a bit wonky. So he had to like basically belt out his voice because I think his mic went wrong or something, but it was a very good performance. I'm gonna have a quick drink break for a second. Next up we have is Crazy by LE SSERAFIM. I love the whole album. So we had Crazy, Pero, 1-800 Hot and Fun, Chasing Lightning, and Crazier. I think Chasing Lightning was the intro, but Crazier specifically for me is one of those songs that I like listening to at night. Because like sometimes you want to listen to like a upbeat track, or you want to listen to a calm track, and like specifically when I'm in bed like in the morning, I just want to listen to something calm, and Crazier is that song. And I was actually playing it last night whilst I was sorting out my photo cards, because I got new albums for Christmas, so I was just putting the photo cards away in like an album thing that I have, and I was listening to Crazier, and I was like, oh, this song is so sweet, I love it. Yeah. Next up we have is Cosmic by Red Velvet. I will admit, that Red Velvet is one of those groups where I'm like, not too sure about you. Not too sure if I actually fully like your music, or whether or not it's just because of the fact that you're quite successful. That's why I like your music. It's different and has a certain je ne sais quoi to it. But I feel like Cosmic is one of those songs where like it's okay if you don't like the group, you can still like the song because it's like it's a commemorative song for the 10 years that they've been a group. Obviously without Yeri because Yeri came in a little bit later. But it's a nice song. I like the song, and I especially love Wendy's bit in the music video. They're singing obviously about their love, and they just can't say goodbye to their love. It's a everlasting love. It's to do with Midsummer, and the guy crashes through the window. I love that bit of the music video. And just the performance part when Wendy is doing the high note, I'm like, yes, Queen, serve. We love to see it. I do like a couple of other songs. Red Flavor from Red Velvet and Psycho. A song I hate, which I don't think would surprise anyone, Zimzalabim. Zimzalabim terrifies me. There are like some things in this world that I cannot stand or I'm scared of. One of them is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the film from the 2000s. Hate it. It was on last night on channel, whatever channel it was, and I kept on having to go into the kitchen to talk to my mum, but I was like terrified because she was watching the film on TV, and my sister was like, how do you find this film scary, Sophie? It's a children's film. I'm like, it is terrifying. I hate it. And my mum was like, Sophie, you watch horror films. You've watched Chucky. And I'm like, yeah, I watched Chucky the TV show. I didn't watch Child's Play. I watched the Chucky TV show. And first and second of all, Scream isn't that scary. And the bloody Ring films aren't that scary, okay? Well, the only thing I will say about Ringu, the Japanese one, is that it's more the musical cues that are terrifying. Particularly with the kids in the car. Nah, it got me again. And the first kill that we see with the kid in the closet wardrobe thing terrified me. Literally, first time I watched it, I was in here with my dad, and I literally said a load of. I was like a sailor, sounded like a sailor, and my dad like turned to me and he was like, "What on earth are you watching? That's made you say that, Sophie." And I'm like, "Ring, I'm watching Ring, Daddy." And he was like, "Do you really think you should be watching that, Sophie?" And I'm like, I'm gonna go through to mum anyway if I get scared. And he was like, yeah, fair enough, carry on. But yeah, no, that's pretty much just like, as long as you don't disrupt me, I don't care what you watch. Like, if I get scared by it, but like, I don't know. What am I talking about? I don't know. It's just something about Zimzalabim that scares the living daylights out of me. I hate it. It's just, it really just like, it disturbs like this very certain part of my brain that I'm like, I don't like it. I want it to stop. I don't know. It's like there's a TV show called Numberjacks in the UK. I don't know if it syndicates still, but there's this really creepy like floating head figure animated cartoon, and it has like brown hair and these creepy glasses, and I'm like, that is stuff of nightmares. My friend actually from school sent it to me, and I was like, what's this from? And this is terrifying. And she was like, Numberjacks. I'm like, my god, I used to watch that. No wonder I get scared. I don't know, man. It was just like weirdly creepy. Creepy in such like a particular way that I'm like, all these things are creepy in a particular way that I just can't describe. Like, your girl watches like horror films just for fun sometimes, but gets scared about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and that piracy advert too. Absolutely not. No. I'm good. Anyway, moving back on to nice things. Toxic by Meowth. I will say I love all of their songs. I love them all. I'd have to say, like, out of the three, obviously, that we have, I'd say Toxic is my favourite. Then it's Meow, and then Body. Nothing wrong with Body. I do like it. I just like the other two much better. And I like played Toxic so many times that now I can't really listen to it. After I'm like taking a break from Toxic, but like I played it at least like 20 or so times in the first few days that it came out because it's just so nice. Love it. Next up we have Stuck in the Middle by Baby Monster. And obviously when it came out, we had gotten Batter Up We had Dream before that, but we got Battle Royale. Didn't really do that too well. But Stuck in the Middle, my lord, loved it. Played it a few times, instantly got it, loved it. And I was actually with my dad when the performance came out. He was on the computer, I was just watching it on TV. And I was like, Dad, they have fluffy nails on. And he was like, is that good, Sophie? I'm like, absolutely not. That is disgusting, having fluffy nails. And he was like, yeah, no, it's disgusting, Sophie. I totally know what you're talking about. He was doing that classic parent thing. And I was like, Daddy, you don't understand. Fluffy nails. I get it's just for a performance, but fluffy nails. No, I'm actually good, bro. I'm actually good. And he was like, okay, well, if you believe that, then okay. So that was like bordering on terrifying to see. So I was like, I enjoy this song, but fluffy nails. Fluffy nails. Ew, ew, ew. I hated it. Okay. Moving back along, we have Vitamin U by Dexmon, Oh Demon, or whatever you want to call it. I do actually like Girls Like Boys Like Girls, whatever that song was called. Zip Zip Zip. Was there another one? I don't think there was. Obviously, I'd much prefer them all to still be in the group, but Joe unfortunately left due to health reasons and potentially another reason that we won't be getting into today. But yeah, I do really like this song, and I hope that they continue to do well. Another rookie group from this year, we have Ain't Nobody by V-Up. And their leader left. It was so sad because she had already had health issues and then she debuted with the group but couldn't carry on, so she left. But I really do hope that V-Up continues to do well. I love that song. Next up, we have Walk. What have I done here? What has happened? I've done something. Sweet Jesus. No, we're okay. There we go. Walk by NCT 127. I will say the first time I watched a music video and it got to the end and obviously there was defeat, I was like, brilliant. And around this time was the tail stuff, and I was like, oh my god, this is hilarious. Obviously not the situation, but the fact that there was 20,000 million different versions of the song. There was obviously the studio version, which had all 9 members. Then they had to, I believe, then the music video was filmed with the 8, with Taeyeon, and then the performance version was the 7 of them. And now they have to change it again for 6 because Jaehyun is in the military. And I'm like, this is peak Coronation Street, which is a soap opera here in the UK. And I'm like, I'm kind of here for it, but I also wish the situation wasn't that bad. The bad situation with Taeyeon. I wish it wasn't a bad situation. I just wish it was a situation that I could just be like, I'm watching and I'm loving the drama. I'm just a drama queen. I love a good bit of drama. And yeah, when it was the press release, the press syndicate circuit stuff that they were doing, they distinctly left Taeyeon out of mentioning stuff because they mentioned Taeyeon and they realistically could have mentioned Taeyeon, but they didn't. And this is conspiracy theory time. Conspiracy theory. Woo. I do think they kind of knew a little bit. I don't think they knew to the full extent. I think they knew that perhaps something was going on and that they were like, we can't mention him. So they just didn't talk about him. But I probably didn't know what was fully going on. But, I really do feel sorry for them because they've had to deal with so much change this year in particular. Because obviously, Taeyeon hurt himself. Then they had to do fact check pretty soon after, as well with the NCT 2024 stuff. They knew obviously that Taeyong and Taeyeon were going to go into the military. Taeyong enlisted, and then Taeyeon got booked by the police, did the bad stuff, and is now out of NCT. And then Jaehyun was like, I'm gonna go do my military service. Bye, love you. So they've been through a lot. Walk is good. It's very hip hop, but not too 1990s. It's 2024 version of 1990s, but not quite because we're doing cool stuff. I don't know how to explain it, but like I like the song. That was like a very long-winded way of me saying that I like it. Next up we have is Roll Up by Black Swan. And I did not expect to like this song just because of the fact it's by Black Swan. I'm just gonna be honest, I have only listened to like a few songs when they were still, what was that? BP Rania, that stuff. And yeah, no, I listened to the song and I really liked it. And the ginger haired one who's Gabby, her vocals are really nice, and I really do hope that she gets to sing a little bit more in the next comebacks. But yeah, I really, really like that song. Next up we have is with Enough, which came from their latest EP that they did with Ice on My Teeth. And it's just like it's a really quite calm, sort of ballady track. We do stand a ballad. And another 80s song that I have on the list is Not Okay, which is their Japanese release from the start of the year. And we loved it. Didn't fully understand it the first time around, mainly because of like the weird technology brainwashing thing. But now I'm like, yes, we stan, we love. Next up from (G)I-DLE, we have two tracks: Wife, Super Lady, and then we also have Freak, which is just by Uki. Wife is wacko, but we love wacko. We love her. It's so strange, and we stand strange in this house. It's just so what the fuck. Like you see it and then you're like, what am I listening to? I don't entirely know what I'm listening to. And I love the wigs. A lot of people do like the wigs too, but I love that. And Super Lady, I did listen to it on the performance and I did not like it initially, but then I listened to the track from the music video and I was like, this I can get behind, this I understand, this I stan, and I love Super Lady now. And I actually have the physical album, and I have not yet listened to it on my little stereo, but I will be listening to it soon, and I'll probably be blasting it. And then my parents will be like, Sophie, we've listened to so much K-pop today, please stop. And obviously we have Freak, which is Uki's solo track. And yeah, it has a lot of horror film references in it, and I love it. It has like The Shining, Benny Loves You, Scream. I'm trying to think of the other ones that I can't think of right now. Probably like other really famous horror films. The Conjuring, maybe. Yeah, has a lot of odd little moments in there that I'm like, oh, I get that reference, and then I'm like, I can't think of the reference when I'm talking about it. Yay, we love that. Okay, next up we have Bad Villain by Bad Villain. I love the four from Bad Villain. I do love Bad Villain and Hurricane. I do like, what was that? We have Ad 82, which is meant to be pronounced Ad 82, which is meant to be like attitude. But for a while I was like, what do you mean Ad 8 plus 82? Because obviously I think of, so obviously in the UK it's more like plus, not add. Or at least that's how I was taught in the 2000s. Just aging myself right now. Bad Villain. Can I get it up? Yahoo! Ho! Attitude, which I internally cringed at just then, just in case you're curious. And then they had Hurricane. They released Hurricane fully, and they did like a Christmas song just recently and came back with Zoom. I've managed to not listen to Zoom, but people aren't liking it. But Bad Villain is good. And unfortunately, there has been a lot of flack given the fact that Bad Villain's song was used for an ad. And so, like, whenever people clicked onto like another music video, that one played, so it registered as a view. But I'm like, okay. I'm like, it's not the first time that a company has done that. But like, as long as Bad Villain carves out a good niche, they should be fine. It just might take a little bit of time, and if Big Planet Made actually, tries, then that should be. We have no criticisms towards Big Planet Made because they have VVs and Taemin, and their parent company 100 has The Boys and has INB 100, which I think is the name of Baekhyun's company. So I'm like, we stan, we support, and no one can tell me no. That's the problem. No one tells me no, and then I end up doing this. Okay. Next up we have is Railway by Bang Chan, which is his solo track from Skiz Hop. which is a hip hop mixtape. Very confused when I heard about that. But I was like, okay. I will say that since the music video has been released, I've not enjoyed the song as much because I really don't like the music video. It confuses the shite out of me. And I'm like, what am I seeing right now? But just like Toxic, I fully understand the song and I will be continuing to listen to it. And on the same vein as the album, we have You featuring Tablo by just the entirety of Stray Kids. And again, that one is very good. Isn't it in full English? Pretty sure it is. I don't know. I think it is. It's like when Igloo came out by Kiss of Life, and we were all like, "Oh yeah, it is in English, isn't it?" Because it is just like so good that you're like you don't think about the lyrics, and then you end up singing them, and you're like, "Wait, I can understand all of these lyrics right now." And you're like, "Oh, it's in English. That explains why." Okay, so next up we have is Strawberry Rush by Chew. This one basically, like, if I was asked to select a song that I feel like encapsulates Chew as a person, I would choose Strawberry Rush because it is just so excitable and is so cute. She's actually the same age as my sister, but like her whole aura is just like kindness encapsulated. So I do hope that she releases more songs like Strawberry Rush, and if not, then well, that's her choice. That's her prerogative, that's her choice, that's okay. Boom. Next up we have is Airplane by BXB, who used to, four of the members used to be a part of TLC. Yeah, they do have a fifth member, but he's not been active for like nearly 2 years, so I'm like, he's probably not in the group, but we love Airplane, and I would like to see if I can find like a live performance, because I feel like that would be really, really cool. I'm also trying to get through this because I've been recording for nearly 40 minutes and I'm like, we still have 8 to go, or 7 now actually. So next up we have is Diamond by Try B. And yeah, honestly, this song reminds me so much of the World Cup song. And yeah, loads of people actually say that it sounds really like a sports theme song, like Dreamers by Jungkook. And it just reminded me so much of a song that I can't remember its name, but it was like really, really famous at the time. It'll probably come to me once I finish recording, and I've asked my mother about it because I think she knows about it. But yeah, it just reminds me of that so much, and yeah, I blast it a lot. It's a good song, and I like to do the weird hand thingy diamond. It doesn't really look that good with me, unfortunately. Next up we have is Friends by V, and I loved the music video. It was so nice, and like when it came out I said to my mum, this song is really pretty and I love it. And she was like, oh, I'm so pleased for you, Sophie. And then she was like, I don't know what you're fully talking about, but as long as you're happy, then I don't care. Next song we have is Nectar by The Boys. And I feel like Diamond and Nectar are quite similar in that they're a very empowering, feel-good song. And that, you know, if you're having a bit of a bad day, you can put on Nectar and just like be happy. And also Nectar's music video is like shot as if it's like a graduation song, and I was like, oh my god, this reminds me so much of like when I left year 11, when like we all completed our GCSEs and we were all like having a little not party, but like the whole year group was in the assembly hall for the last time all together, and it was so nice and I loved it. Yeah, it reminded me a lot of that. Like I think it was about 20 minutes, but yeah, it was really nice. Next we have is Smoothie by NCT Dream. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I prefer Carrot Cake more from the Dreamscape mini album, but yeah, the choreography though in this movie is just like exquisite. Like in the chorus specifically, it's just it's satisfying. It satisfies an itch in the brain, which is a very weird sentence. Next up we have is 200 by Mark, particularly Minhyun's version, which is like the slower version of the song, and it's meant to like serve as a preview to his eventual mini album, which is supposed to come out in February but been pushed back to April. But I'm like, SM, why did you announce that? You could have just like not talked about it and then we wouldn't have been upset. I'm just going to be honest with you. You fumbled the bag with that one, SM. Like, come on. Just don't tell us and we'll never really notice. Next up we have is ABCD by Night. And I like it purely for the choreography. No, I do like the song. It's very... I know there's obviously not many musical technical name like words coming out of it. It's just like I like it. it feels like this person to me, and it's not that technical, but it's like it's a vibe, and it's a Nyan vibe. I go by vibes. And last but no means least, we have Rockstar by Lisa. And I will admit, I fell in love with it as soon as I heard it for the first time. And I was like, I have absolutely no idea what you're saying, Lisa, but say. But yeah, those were my top 31 songs of this year. Will I do a bad songs list? No, because I don't want to be raked across the coals. No, I don't want to talk about the bad songs of this year, mainly because of the fact that, like, I don't want to upset anyone. It's just, they are just my opinions, but I also don't want to upset anyone. Hopefully you're not. Hopefully you agree with some of my reasonings, and if you don't, then fair enough. You know, we all have differing opinions. But yeah, as always, thank you for listening, and I will talk to you guys again next year now. Thank you, and goodbye.